Can you hear me?
Yep.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crystal clear.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So,
wow.
Sandrine, I don't know if you've ever met Sham and Chuck.
How's it going?
Hi, guys.
These are our Grammy-olies. We pay them a non-living wage to do our work.
Yeah.
We live for a non-living wage. That's how we all started.
That's a good. Damn, that's a fucking bar. Jeez.
We all were broke at one point. So
That's a fact. This whole podcast only exists because James and I wanted to tell stories about when we were young, cool, and broke. So here we are.
But I also feel like we kind of like our, and we'll get started soon because I know we have until 5:30. But I feel like our like trajectories kind of like all mirrored each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really did, because we were all like coming up together, and now look at us, wealthy.
Kings and queens, masters of the universe, controllers of our own destiny.
Owners of
Masters of our small businesses. I'm literally in a closet.
Yeah. This is a small business owners summit. That's what this is.
Is this what it is?
That's what it is, I think. Yeah.
This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throw Gang, we are joined by the queen of consulting, the publicity princess, the relations ruler, the A1 amplifier, your favorite brand's favorite publicist, the imam of impressions, the pasha of print, the duchess of digital, who influences the influencers, owner and founder of Sandrine Charles Consulting, Sandrine Charles.
Sandrine the Dream. What's up?
Shit was major.
Flip that out and send it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be my new intro. I need to save that. And
put it on your very professional, very tasteful, very minimal website.
It's very minimal. I just give you case studies. You see what time it is.
Men lie.
What the action is.
Women lie. Numbers don't lie. And you can find plenty of number in a case study courtesy of Sandrine Charles.
That's where you can find it, guys.
So you know, it's so funny. I guess right off the bat, let's just ask a big question. Your business is named after you. I always wondered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do you know? Well, it all started when I got my LLC. Well, I was like leaving Starworks, and I figured since I've been freelancing on the side for a couple of years that I just wanted to protect myself, especially when it came to taxes, if I just freelance for the rest of the year. So it wasn't to start a full-fledged company.
Right.
It wasn't to do anything else. It was literally just that.
A happy accident born from making sure that the government goes and fucks themselves.
See, this is
1,000%.
As fellow small business owners, we know nothing of this. And if you were to listen in on like the weekly calls that Lawrence and I like fretting over taxes, you would probably laugh. And also, are you also a alumnus of LegalZoom?
I love LegalZoom. I have LegalZoom, but I also have really great attorneys that I literally CC on emails at any time or call, like I did yesterday while moving because somebody got me fucked up. And so, I love my attorneys. I do love my finance guy too. He really makes sure that, you know, things are in line. And so between them, you guys need that. Yeah, you guys
have a lawyer. We have a lawyer, but we try to keep communications absolutely minimal because we don't know if he's going to charge us for answering an email.
Yeah, he's expensive, but he's good. Shout out Brandon. He fucking rocks. But that's the thing, right?
Brandon.
You when you don't have a lawyer, everything you hear about lawyers, they're terrible, scum of the earth, the worst people. And then you get a lawyer, and then you're like, I can't live without this guy. I need
the best thing that ever happened to me are my attorneys. Like, and I think that it's well worth the spend, especially when things come up in a business. Sometimes you can't micromanage these conversations and you need someone just to jump in. So, yes.
He had us
get you a lawyer.
He just breaking fucking news alert. He just finalized our deal with WME today. So all this shit we've been talking, all this fucking diary of the mouth that Lawrence has been spewing in everyone's eyes at the side of the face about us being signed to WME, It's only now, July.
It's now real.
True. Yeah.
Which
although they have not countersigned, so who knows?
Right. But just to be clear for anyone listening, please retroactively go through the log and no cap all of my cap previously. It is now true. So I'd like to just so everyone who's keeping me honest at home, thank you, but I have never told a lie in my life. Sandrine, let's get back to you. We want to do a fit check as we do every episode so that the audience at home can paint a mental picture of what you're wearing. So the question for you, before you start, is would you like to go top down or do you want to go bottom up? The choice is yours.
Oh, I mean, I was not prepared for my fit check, guys.
No one ever
I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, no one will see, so you could actually. Here's the thing. Listen, speaking of capping, you could just lie because nobody will ever see what you're wearing right now.
Oh no, I don't want to lie.
Is this couture? Is this a couture gown that you're wearing?
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Is that Valentino?
This is actually from the first drop from Guess and ASAP Rocky.
Yep.
This was one of my first clients when I went to Star Wars. So this is just the striped tee.
You put me on flow team for that, and I appreciate that. And I had that exact shirt, and it chafed my nipples.
You went nips on embroidery?
I want nips on broid. No, it's very high quality embroidery. Very thick.
It's so high quality, it's absolutely uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's actually extremely comfortable. I rode City Bike today, so I'm in bike shorts. I don't know what company makes them, but they're from Net-a-Porter. And then I am wearing Nikes, of course, with Nike socks. Very comfortable, very, very easy to transport myself to and from my home via.
What Nikes? Don't think you're not going to tell us what Nikes. You can hold them up to the camera.
Do you guys want me to hold it up? I didn't really want to give the kids because let me tell you, I added this. It's like my secret pair, and I don't like that when I did this roundup for Marie Claire and Julia Gulf put my sneaker in the roundup, and the next day all these people were like, where'd you get it? It's sold out.
No.
Like, I don't know.
Who influences the influencers?
Right, I get it. You don't want your spot blown. That's normal. I can get it. But if you can show us, we'll react, but we won't divulge.
We'll react the same way we did when Jonah Hill showed us his superstar.
Oh yeah, I get it. Of course. Duh. Yeah.
I keep it low.
Come on. Those are the best ones. That's the best colorway. That's the best colorway, in my opinion.
I think that it is because I know a lot of people like the red ones. I like to keep it simple. I can wear these with anything. It's like my secret sneaker.
Yeah,
so I don't know what sneaker I'm wearing at all.
Those break necks. Those when you're on your city bike, those are breaking necks 100%.
Sandrine, we recently had a guest on, a man who claims that he's going to be wearing bike shorts all summer. What do you think of dudes in bike shorts?
I mean, listen, you got to do what you got to do. There's a nice little flow with the bike shorts.
Really?
The comfort level is there. I mean, it depends on what kind. Like today I'm wearing more of hold on, let me shut my messages off because they keep going off. It's more of like a flow. I'm going from here back on a city bike to my friend's outdoor space, public, social distancing birthday that I'm going to drive by. So I just like to be comfortable.
It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination for guys. You know what I'm saying?
If the squats are right and the front is fine, then why not show it off?
Yeah, fucking flaunt the dong. You heard it in a legal and responsible manner.
You heard it here first. If the front is fine, just pay it no mind. Keep it pushing, guys.
Pay it no mind. Honestly, I think that summer's fine to wear whatever you want.
Exactly. What about all the spectacles and the jewelry and the hardware?
The accoutrement.
Oh, I think everybody should show off their jewels. I'm keeping it light today. You know, I have the tennis.
Ooh.
I have the matching necklace.
Yikes. Straight from Wimbledon. Yo.
Earrings.
Damn.
Shout out to Greg Una. Keeps me dripping. We love it. It was a little icy friend.
Star of Uncut Gems.
Star of Uncut Gems. Star. Someone outside. But I like to keep it light during the summer. Usually I have a lot. I have a lot going on.
Do you do any? Do you do anything in this area? Maybe a gold tooth. Our boy Rob, who was on last week, he's a big gold tooth guy. It's like part of his brand. I'm a fan. Ooh. I don't know if I could pull it off. Do you do any?
You can't.
Grill situation? I can't. Well, I'm trying the headband.
Yeah, that's not working out.
Oh, damn.
I would, if someone wants to give me a pair of grills, I will fully accept the gift. I'll do the mold and everything. If I have to pay for it, no.
I'm with that. I feel the same way.
Lest we forget, Sandrine, before moving on, the panties. What are you wearing today?
My underwear?
Yeah.
Yes. And we ask every guest. It's not just that you're a woman.
Yeah. Don't feel special. We ask everyone.
None. But if I were...
is that the appeal of bike shorts for guys or gals? Right? Yeah. For anybody? Right?
I don't know. Me personally, I don't really enjoy it, but I guess it's everyone for themselves. If you enjoy underwear, then you should wear it.
It's like 91 degrees out today. Let's just keep breezy, beautiful thugger girl and just keep pushing on your city bike. I hope you have that annual membership because it sounds like you're biking here and there and to and fro.
The spectacles
I have my own bike.
Let's not forget that.
Oh, you nice. Do? But I just, we just moved into our new office, which, I was telling you guys earlier, and there's just so much stuff where the team is powering through. We're still doing some construction. I just didn't want to leave my bike in the hallway. So I just figured city bike's the easiest thing to do.
I don't think we've ever had bikes shouted out in the Fit Check. I know that a previous guest, our friend Jonah, he loves bikes and talked about bikes extensively on the pod. What brand bike do you ride? Are you a Schwinn girl? Like Mongoose, maybe, if you're getting dirty, Dave Mirra style. Maybe
I wish I knew all of these bikes. It's actually a PureFix, and I got it like 10 years ago when PureFix launched. And it's a matte black bike. I feel like they sold the company since. It's so fly. It's just like, and then I have a bright yellow like water bottle on the bottom. And like everything is matte. And I was just like, this is the best bike. But my friend Ron, a couple of years ago, he borrowed it before moving to Germany and returned it. And it was not the way I left it.
Oh, no.
So I got it all kitted last month. And my first ride was to Brooklyn. Shout out to my friend LaRon, who dragged me over 12 miles to go from Manhattan to Brooklyn just to say hi to our friends.
Well, listen, I will say if the bike is fly, the long journey is great because that's just more people that are going to fucking peep the ride. And I will say, I feel like I don't think about bikes this way, but you got dudes like ASAP Rocky, Tyler, the Creator, ASAP Nas, like bikes are Johns now. It's all about like, I feel like Frank was another, like all these LA kids, right? Or fucking grown-ass men, really, because all these dudes are like 30. But they all fucking, I feel like that's a thing, right? Like bikes are Johns.
Yeah, sure. I think especially now that, we're still in a global racial pandemic that, no one's really driving around or taking cabs or getting on the subway. I feel like I'm in Amsterdam. That's what I said to Daily Paper. Sure. I was like, you guys, when I get back, it's biking. I can't wait to just ride my bike. I won't ever bother you about an Uber.
There's a bike shop on my corner, and they literally have like a line.
Is it Trek?
It's just like Greg B's bike shop.
Shout
out Greg Babcock.
But no, I think biking is as popular as ever. And like, I have a bike. Seeing Lawrence talk about bikes or hearing him talk about bikes is like watching a dog walk on two legs. It's weird. And so why don't we get off bikes and get into the three main.
The Fit Check's not complete. We need her.
Is it not complete?
The spectacles.
Oh, my glasses?
Respect the sanctity of the Fit Check, guys.
Respect the spectacles.
This is Warby Parker. And they're actually men's glasses, so they are very thin.
How many pairs of glasses do you own?
5.
Wow.
Really? By design, because you lose them a lot, or what happens?
I keep one at my desk. I keep one in my living room, one in my bedroom.
Are they
one
all
in like the same?
Are they all the same model, or do you kind of have like different vibes or different?
2 are the same.
Okay.
These are my favorite though.
If you're going out glasses.
These are come to my office. I look hella professional glasses, but I'm still blind.
Well, listen, that is now a complete Fit Check.
All right, well, let's get into the 3 main subjects of this podcast, the only podcast that matters, which, Sandrine, as you know, are money,
Ka-ching.
Formerly Dadass, now Meats and Cheeks.
Yep. Also formerly Fappin' and Clappin'.
Yeah. Well, Fappin' and Clappin', Meats and Cheeks are neck and neck. And most importantly, Jimmy, Larry, the goddamn motherfucking boys, ourselves, of course. The majority of this podcast is going to be talking about us because we are narcissistic, cis, straight men. And that's just the way the world goes, baby.
And I'm white.
Oh, my God. You hate to see it.
Oh, my God.
Sandrine, as a fan of the pod, you know that we are, to put it lightly, on a historical, unprecedented press run right now. Right? You saw the New Yorker profile. You saw that Influencer magazine or whatever that was. But since you offer up full 360 strategy, not just press, we want to know, and maybe you can invoice us because we want to pay you for your services, net 120. How would you advise us on next steps when it comes to PR and just building awareness of the pod?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
I think that you guys signing was really amazing. You need to get that back out there. You need to make it real since the paperwork just cleared. And then you guys need to figure out what your next steps are for this programming and planning. You have a whole team on this Zoom. Like, what's going on? What's the package look like? What's the 401k look like?
Yeah, this doesn't even include.
What's going on?
This doesn't even include 3 other dudes that also work for us for a non-living wage.
Their wages are zero.
Yeah,
actually, R. Kelly does make a lot of money for these guys.
Yeah, Sandrine, to be clear, our intern who manages social media, his name is actually legally Robert Kelly, so it's unfortunate.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about the Robert Kelly we don't support anymore.
No,
this is the R. Kelly that we do support.
This is the beautiful Irish, twinkish R. Kelly that we love to support, but only up to a certain point because, again, these dudes they don't really do much. So
yeah,
they're doing so much right now. What are you talking about?
What are they doing? Can you fill us in, please?
See my notes in red on the Google Doc.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
You have talked about CCing attorneys. Attorneys are well worth it. Greg Una, Uncut Gems, talking about biking. That's what you've done so far.
Hell yeah.
The notes are exhaustive.
Yeah, they're running off the page. But, I support the youth. We were once
so you think it's really about kind of building out the back end of the operation, and it's like legitimizing this through like actual business decisions, not kind of sucking your own dicks via our socials and the press. Although, should we suck our own dicks, or should we kind of
suck your own dick? Let the streets see that you're popping. But on the flip side, like, your whole business needs to be buttoned up. And that's really, I'm very quiet as it's kept on social in terms of like business, but I like to keep my business ship afloat. Everything's legal. Everything is a strategy.
Everything is purple.
Yeah.
Everything is purple or green, like I like to say, because I make money. So,
well, purple are euros. Kanye talked
purple euros. Yes,
yeah. So
yes.
How would you pitch? How would you like elevator pitch us to a publication? And what publication would you want to get us into? Because
I usually ask my clients what they're. New York Times.
Oh,
fair.
I could listen. It's been 3 weeks since my last profile. It's about time for my next profile. You know what I'm saying?
We were in New York Times Magazine. I guess to be in the Gray Lady proper would be kind of fire.
That's right. We were. Now, that wasn't about us. So what I would tell, if Sandrine was my publicist and I expected the whole, even though I didn't expect anything, and I just got the intro, I would need the whole thing, That didn't really count. Yeah, I got a taste. That was our first taste, really, I guess, when you
No, you need a full story. You need a full story.
100%.
Inclusion. I turned this thing off and it's still going off. Sorry. But you need everything primarily because you want to ensure that your brand visibility is out there and not just fit inclusions. I think that sometimes people get really excited because their brand name is mentioned in a larger story. But my focus is always to do product inclusion, celebrity and influencer placement, so that we can leverage it into larger profile pieces on my clients and give them the platform to really talk about what they're about, what they want to do next, what they're going to flaunt next. We want to make money and we want to make money together. So
we talk about the throwing fits difference. That right there is the Sandrine Charles consulting difference.
That's a whole blueprint. You are truly playing 4D chess while the New York Times plays checkers. Sandrine will get you those fucking placements and those fucking clippings.
Sandrine, speaking of getting a shitload of press, an unprecedented amount, in my opinion, can we talk about the Black and Fashion Council?
Let's talk about it. Should we call Lindsay too? She's probably
Sure.
like, what?
Whatever you
Zoom her
want.
in.
That's your call.
I guess
if it was me, I would say no. I don't want James dialing in. No, I want to just do it all myself. But that's up to you.
But
No, I love when Lindsay and I tag team.
Can you just quickly explain to the folks at home, all 17 million of them who definitely already have heard, but straight from the source's mouth, what is the Black in Fashion Council?
So the Black in Fashion Council is a collaborative collective that Lindsay and myself pulled together. We were seeing what was on the internet, and we were like, okay, what's a solution? Because she and I are both solution oriented. Like, I'm not going to complain for too long. I want to know what I can do next. So we essentially created the council to represent and secure the advancement of Black individuals in the fashion and beauty industry. It's a way for all of us to use this index score, which is also followed up with a progress report and a 3-year plan, which we will partner with brands to do, so that they can focus on a proper long-term strategy for inclusion and equality. Like, I mean, everybody should be sick and tired of hearing about these brands that treat, their Black employees or people of color crazy every other year. We're just like, all right, let's work with you. Let's fix this so that we don't have to have this conversation next year or when we retire and like the baton is passed and the people that were working with us or for us, are going through the same issues that we did. So that's basically the background on the council.
And it's 400 professionals across like all sectors.
It was 400.
What is
it's
it now?
More now.
How much?
It's more. I haven't counted.
You lost count is what you're saying.
No, I haven't counted since. I mean, we kept it.
Just meaning like you're running up the fucking scoreboard.
We're running up in terms of inclusion. Scoreboard. Yeah, you can follow us on at Black in Fashion Council on Instagram. We're about like 21K deep in a week. We're just
hell yeah.
We're focused on change, and so if you're about that action, we would love you to get involved.
How's the general reception been kind of across the industry? Like, we've seen the headlines, but like, the reality of it.
I think it's been super positive. We've had a lot of calls before we announced, and we've had double the amount of calls after. It's really actually refreshing to see that brands and companies want to do the right thing. And, we have an incredible executive board, over 40 professionals across the industry spectrum, from media, emerging brands, comms, model representation, creative representation, influencer, and education. So we're very proud of like our industry stakeholders and peers who are doing this for free and helping us make some change.
Has there been any blowback that you've seen? Has anyone wanted to die on that hill so badly? Like
Dolce & Gabbana, or like, I don't know, any brands? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think anybody would want to. I don't know. I think we're positioning ourselves like a non-cancel culture. I don't think that anybody would want to be a part of the wrong side of history. But if they do, that's fine too.
You'd be surprised, because some people seem like they're fucking begging for it, Sandrine,
But listen, I mind my business and I mind the business that pays me. If you don't want to be a part of change, then, we got it. See you. We understand. We won't close the door on you if you decide to change your mind later on.
But for now, kick rocks, bitch.
Fuck off.
You've lost track of how many people are included in the council. It's well over 400. Have you kept track of how many non-Black people asked to be included?
No.
Did anyone come to you? Like, I really want to be involved, and you're like, get the fuck out of it.
Like how many emails did you get from the office of Philip Plein?
Zero.
Asked to be in the council.
Yeah.
None.
Zero.
Well,
damn.
Just kind of taking a look, Sandrine. So you guys kind of like take a look at what companies are actually doing towards long-term change, hiring practices, not just empty platitudes. And you assign them a score. Right now, looking across the landscape, what brand do you think would receive like the lowest score?
I don't know. We're talking to maybe 30 brands right now, or more. And we haven't given them any scores yet. It's just signing on. We're going to provide them with a pledge. I'm curious to see who would have the lowest score, but instead of report cards, we're getting progress reports.
Right.
So we don't want it to feel like, you're doing so terribly that we can't work with you to fix this. It's more so we're going to work alongside you to make you look better.
Is it like really where you're like leaving judgment at the door when it comes to, because like some of these brands, I can only imagine, have been like main offenders, because as you've said, like over the years, this happens a lot in fashion. This industry seems to be extremely insensitive. So like how much of it is part of you being like, I'm going to really forget the past and some of those fuck ups? Like, has that been tough?
Well, we don't like Lindsay and myself, we're not into the cancel culture.
Sure.
We all
just forgiveness in general, right?
Not necessarily forgiveness, but let's find a solution to move forward. If you're given all the tools to move forward and we are hand holding your process alongside like executive board members over 3 years, then we would hope that at the end of the tunnel and the extension of our relationship is that you have a better understanding. You will only do what you know is wrong until you're corrected and you're educated. So I can tell you that's wrong and you don't know why it's wrong, so you continue to do so. You might know on the surface why it's wrong. So you just, have a tendency to repeat the mistake. But when it's broken down to you, to the core, why it's wrong and why you should make these changes, I think it's easier for people to be better partners and better allies and better, just human beings towards each other. And that's what we're hoping will happen in the end. I
guess what I was trying to figure out is, realistically, is there anyone that you guys would turn away?
No. We're open to like connecting with everyone and figuring out how this works for them, because we want to make this a huge, initiative. Like there's a full strategy behind this. We have a 14-page deck that we are able to tell you what's going on, our full process of the plan, everyone who signed on the board, everyone on the advisory board, and the breakdown. So
it's a real paradigm shift. You guys are engineering it as we speak.
I mean, I think like there was one quote where it's just like someone was like, Black culture and Blackness has powered fashion and aesthetics for so long, and yet like we never, like Black people have never been kind of like the ones in charge or in power of like actually kind of benefiting and profiting ultimately from like what is taken from them in terms of like soft power. My question, but Sandrine, are you guys only going to work with organizations, or will you also work with individuals?
Well, right now we're working with brands and companies, and I'm sure as we continue to expand, we own the company 50-50. This isn't just, a name that we made up out of thin air. We want this to be, a full-blown initiative that we continue to work through moving forward. What the next phase is, we're not sure. We haven't even launched yet. But as we get to that, we'll have more information to share with you.
Because there's probably a lot of individuals out there that might need your guidance and
for real.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I need you to Olivia Pope my situation. And I was like, excuse me.
Let's get positive for a second. Is there any brand or business out there that you could point to and be like, these guys are doing it right? Like, why isn't anyone like, this is kind of like, this is what the standard should be?
I don't think that there's anyone in particular that's just crushing it, in my opinion, top of mind. Maybe I'll sit on it and get back to you guys, but I can't really think of one specific one.
That in itself, to be honest, right, is an indictment of the fucking system, where it's like, this is why what Sandrine is doing is so crucial, is because nobody on their own can seem to fucking get it right.
The bar is so damn low.
Yeah, it's rock bottom. It's rock bottom. We're living in rock bottom. We're living in rock bottom, people. Fucking SpongeBob, bro. We're living in rock bottom.
It's not even 2 dimensions. It's just a single point.
Yeah.
Sandrine, I do want to offer up.
It's not getting worse. Not with you in charge.
I want to serve up one example that's maybe sitting right in front of you, which is, I don't know if your index score is like out of 100, but like Throwing Fits LLC. How would you score us?
You guys are very diverse. I'm very shocked. Look at this soon.
You're shocked. Hey, that's inherent bias, Sandrine.
I am flabbergasted at how diverse this screen is. But, I think that you guys...
An Indian
Yes.
American, a Asian American, and a Lawrence. I don't want to speak for you.
I'm a Jew.
Right.
Baby.
Diversity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
United Colors of Benetton.
I don't know if this is an impossible question, Sandrine, but like, I guess starting from kind of like, ground zero, you've been in, I guess, like the menswear, streetwear industries for so long. Like, why is the streetwear industry, which again is built off of Black culture and Blackness and Black soft power, why is the actual industry so white?
Why is everything so white?
White supremacy?
Maybe. I just think that everything has been a hamster wheel, in my opinion, right? There are people who come to the forefront who are very innovative, who have change-making ideas, who have great companies that they've started, but they're not given the same opportunity as a lot of their peers. And their peers also have had that leg up in society, just overall. So, you do have a lot of amazing Black-owned streetwear brands. You've had them forever. This is nothing new. I just think that this turn of the tides might be the time where everyone is given the equal playing field to succeed.
Is this streetwear? I feel like, at least in probably the 10 years or so that James have been like working in it. And I don't know, Sandrine, how long you kind of like consider yourself a vet of the game, but we've seen like a lot of big shifts, not necessarily like seismic, but is this like the next shift that's going to happen in streetwear? Or do you see this as being part of some other kind of things that are going to happen as well?
I think that there's going to be a shift. I truly believe that. And I want to be right in what I believe. Because if you guys just like look outside and look at the news and look at Gen Z just really keeping their foot on the gas.
Oh, we're on TikTok. We're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok. There is a change. There's a change from when, I was at agencies and, being the only Black person and giving all the street accounts. What if I wanted to work on luxury? What if I wanted to work on, I wasn't really necessarily given a choice. So
sure.
when that came into my lap, I was like, I'm going to kill it. I don't have a choice. This is what you're giving me. So I think that now it's an open landscape for everyone to do better, especially in our industry. We have the luxury of not getting dressed every day. Like really getting dressed. I rarely wear a dress.
Speak for yourself, Sandrine. I get dressed every day.
You really do get fly. I'm not saying you don't get fly, but you don't,
Right. I'm not in a tuxedo.
Yeah. So
he's also in Valentino Couture.
Yeah, right. You can't see at home, but Sandrine and I are in the same beautiful Valentino gown. We should have talked to each other before wearing it to the same Zoom pod, but what are you going to do?
I hate you. But yeah, we have a lot to do just in general. And I think that, the summer of I don't know what this is. This is the summer of wokeness for a lot of people because you're at home or you're in your apartment or, you have to face yourself, the decisions you've made and, the choices you've made. And this doesn't only go for work. I've been like apologizing to people. I sent an email to this guy I used to date and I was breaking down what I did wrong and I was apologizing to him because I didn't realize how, sometimes I too make mistakes.
It's the summer of reckoning.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Reckoning. What about because, we were talking about this, I think before we started that the three of us have our careers have followed like similar, we started around the same time. We've worked together in different capacities for 10 plus years now. Yeah. Apart from hopefully, like leveling the playing field and uplifting the most like vulnerable populations in streetwear, just like, I don't know, trend forecasting wise, because you've seen it go from fucking #menswear to like fucking the whole like goth drapey black leather shit to whatever the fuck we're doing now with terrible sneakers. Like, what do you think is next? Just kind of like trend forecasting, because you've seen it all, and your job is to kind of like see what's on the horizon, right?
Yeah, I think that, a lot of brands are integrating a lot of key menswear staples. So it's not just t-shirts and jeans. You have a lot of suiting like Noah. They have always done that since I launched them. And then you have
fucking flex alert.
Then you have, a lot of newer brands that, fall into the streetwear category by default on how we segment, menswear. They might not be streetwear. They just make t-shirts, but then they might have a suit or like really great outerwear. But because of how we put everyone in these bubbles, this is where they sit. I think a lot of people are going to go back to integrating tailoring into their collections, and the ones that are crushing it with tees are coming out with, more of an athleisure line, that there's an open playing field for them to thrive. I want to see winners.
Yeah, and to your point, Sandrine, and correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it feel like, and I think James and I have discussed this a bit on the pod, that there's a kind of like a generation of guys that have been in this world that are aging up above t-shirts and fucking goofball clown shoes, right? Like you might have your favorite tee that maybe is 3 years old, but like you then get to a point where you realize you can wear that tee with a fucking suit from the same brand, right?
Yeah.
And as long as that brand is making it, like there's guys who are, and all of them listen to this show, and they are all very cool and extremely stylish.
My one hope,
to be clear,
I just want to get this on the record. My one hope is that the pendulum doesn't swing too far back towards menswear.
No.
And we start seeing fucking, men dressing like bootleggers or some shit, like fucking.
No, 100% not. I don't want to see that. I don't even like guys that dress like that. But I think that if
you never dated a guy with a monocle?
No.
No top hat? No waistcoat?
No. I would hate that. That would be like a nightmare for me.
A great Gatsby ass looking motherfucker.
A true nightmare that way. but I think
that dude's probably MAGA.
Yeah, sure.
To be honest.
That's Richard Spencer. That's literally Richard
for real.
Spencer. Yeah.
When men used to dress in this country.
Yeah, damn. You hate to see that. And they stole Hawaiian shirts too. That killed, as like a fat dude who gets fly, that killed my whole fucking
As a big fat party animal, what are you going to wear to fucking party now?
Exactly. As a big fat party animal, they stole my culture.
They stole your swag, and now you need it back.
They ran off on my fucking swag. Anyway, enough about me. Sorry.
Aloha, bitch. It means hello and goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Sandrine, a big story recently. We want to get you to weigh on this. So, in your expert opinion, because you are the expert here, this whole Gap debacle where they announced the Kanye collaboration and people are like, yo, where's the Telfar shit at?
This and you?
Like, yeah. This you? How did they handle that? And what could they have done differently?
From a publicity standpoint.
Yeah, maybe they handled it perfectly. I don't know.
Yeah, did they stick the landing?
Like Telfar has been doing so much and really was the one that came out swinging with like the Gap partnership. So I was a little disappointed to hear how that was handled on the back end as it came to light. I hope they do right by him and figure that out. He deserves
the latest is they paid him in full.
They're going to pay, yeah, but they're not.
Full, but the collaboration is not necessarily happening.
Why not do it? Why not give the people what they've been waiting for? He's had the Bushwick Birkin for so long. Everyone is obsessed with it. Why don't we get a chance to see what he's capable of?
My speculation is that they don't have the money to do. Well, even though I think the Telfar thing would be on a different scale than Yeezy, I think that Gap financially just doesn't have the bread and are kind of doing what J. Crew never did, which is let's do the all our eggs in one basket thing and see if it works. And clearly what Kanye has done with Adidas proves that there is a huge legitimate audience that wants basics from him. So I think the Telfar thing doesn't fit into that blueprint, which is unfortunate as the coolest face of queer black fashion. I mean, Telfar was doing kind of like what Hood by Air did. That was so, it was felt nuclear where we were in New York, but I feel like could have done so much more if it had been given the platform. So it kind of sucks that Gap pulled the plug, but yeah, I think they're paying it and then that's it, which kind of is whack.
I would have loved to have seen the capsule collection and the public also, put their stamp of approval on it. Yeah, because I was at the party in Paris. I don't know if it was January or Harrison June. I can't really remember. And I was so proud to see like his community and his culture coming together at the Gap. Like the event was at the Gap.
Yeah.
And saddened to see that there's no follow-up. Maybe
they got their publicity, they got their press moment, right? That's the fucked up thing that the Gap proved to me, at least, is they got that exactly what you're talking about. They got the cultural moment that was, which what we know now was cap, right? That they clearly never believed in it fully. And then they
that on a hoodie.
Yeah, right. And then they ran off after they got they ran off on Hellfar's clout, dude.
I think also because of COVID, they like laid off a bunch of their internal people, and it seems like point. Well, yeah, but it seems like their entire like organization was just a mess to begin with, because like the Telfar team or whoever was like leading the Telfar collab at Gap had no idea that the conversations were happening Kanye, unless they were living under, or they must have been living under a fucking rock, because those conversations happened for a decade, and then vice versa. The Kanye collaborators didn't necessarily know what was happening with Telfar, and so they just bricked it.
Yeah. These things are mutually exclusive, right?
Are you excited for, I know obviously it's a bummer because like Telfar could have done interesting things with Gap, and apparently he like submitted like 30 designs or some shit. Are you interested, Sandrine, at all in like what Kanye's going to do with the Gap?
Listen, St. West's nanny needs a Bentley and a home.
Oh.
And so does North. And so I fully support this being an opportunity for the extended team to have the glow up they deserve. Am I excited about it per se? I wouldn't say that I ran to my computer to see the announcement news, but I was also working. I guess we'll see, let's see what comes out of it. But yeah, St. West's nanny deserves a Bentley.
I think North has that like beautiful horse with like the best fucking, why not another dozen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, listen, I'm Team North. You can't tell me anything. North is it. Nori's Black Book is it on Instagram. These kids deserve the world just like every other kid. They're so swaggy. I think that for me, I'm interested to see what it's going to look like. I would have been more excited to see this as a follow-up to Telfar, since they were already building that up and people were waiting for the next step. That's just a little disappointing. But again, I don't know the ins and outs of their business. I don't know if the entire team working on Telfar had to be furloughed due to like the current climate of the economy. But we'll see.
Speaking of kind of like gigantic just clusterfucks, moving from the Gap over to a world that you're very intimately and integrated with, which is the media. I'm sure that you've been following all these fucking like reckoning moments. It is the summer of the reckoning. All these reckonings happening at all these media publications. Like, are you surprised at all? Did you kind of see this bubbling? And was this shocking at all, or did you kind of know this was happening?
You've worked with all these mags. You've worked with all these editors. Are you even remotely surprised?
You knew this was a powder keg.
Okay. So I feel like we all knew this was happening. And because, I personally, I wrote an op-ed and I expressed this one huge blowback that I had, dealing with a microaggressive boss who, tried to come for me. And then when I decided to resign, she went to my top client at the time and tried to say she did all the work. And I'm like, where the hell did you do this work from? Because I know you didn't. There are things like that happen, and people assume that, they don't happen, or that it just happens because this is what we have to deal with and this is what we're expected is going to happen. I think that this is a great opportunity for people's stories to be heard. Lindsay did a great job of doing the Black and Fashion story for New York Mag 2 years ago. And a lot of us were sharing our experiences, and probably not as candid as we wanted to be, because you still need to go to work the next day.
Yeah. Still politics,
Yeah. And I think the politics, not out the window, but there's a difference in how people are being listened to nowadays. before, I don't think it was a priority. It just is what it was, right? And now it's like, all right, we can't go on like this. We'll be crucified publicly. We'll be vilified for, a period of time in our careers. So let's just deal with these people who have had bad situations. And I also think that like a lot of people we came up with are better people, right? Like just to the core, where they're like, yeah, this shit doesn't fly anymore. I'm not going to accept you talking to your, to our Black colleagues this way, or, whatever, because we were raised a little better. So hopefully that change is sustained and people are going to be aware of things that make no damn sense and watch their mouth.
The Black in Fashion Council has like a media representative, right? That is going to work with the media specifically.
We have an entire executive board led by Lindsay, with Nikki from GQ and Tiffany Reed from Bustle, and they're going to work on media specifically and different publications and helping everyone to get on the same page. So that's perfect. I think that in general, everyone just needs to be more aware of the things that they say and do, and note that, nobody's accepting your shenanigans.
Well, here's another loaded question. Which industry is worse, like fashion proper or media when it comes to racism? If you had to speculate, having worked with both brands, on both sides.
I don't know. I'm not in-house anywhere. I'm agency, and I'm sure there have been times where I found out how much another agency was getting paid for this similar gig, and I was ready to, blow up. But I've also, over the past 4 years, I'm like, this is what I'm worth. Like, there's not a conversation. We're not going to have added conversations. If you don't want to pay me this when I know you have the budget, or I know it's within your budget, then that's cool. We don't have to work together. I just would rather not work with people who don't want to pay me what I'm worth versus saying, I'll just do it for the look. I don't want the look. I want a townhouse.
Fuck the look.
So there's a difference.
Yeah. I don't want to look. I want a townhouse. Boom. Fucking bars.
Put that on a fucking t-shirt.
Fuck a look. Take your look and fucking fuck yourself with it.
That's the first, when Sandrine Charles Consulting does merch, I think that should be the first fucking
Oh my God, when I do merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not about the look. I'm not like, getting into
you're past
the industry.
That. You're like 10, 12 years in, and not that even as like
almost 13 years.
Yeah. And even as even the entry level, you shouldn't necessarily be doing shit for the look.
Right? That's the worst, man. Doing shit for exposure is the worst.
I'm not doing it. If my interns get paid, I would like to get paid because they're doing a job.
Interns get paid?
Yeah, of course they do.
Damn.
What is this?
Our interns get paid too. Don't make us look too bad. I'm sure Sandrine compensates them a bit better, but still,
sure,
they get paid.
Maybe they get like a free Metro card or something.
Fundamentally,
but no. So obviously you're super intertwined with media right now. Now that Lawrence and I are full-time podcasters and no longer editors at various publications, so we're no longer your favorite editors. Who are your favorite editors to work with?
Oh, wow. I have so many.
Let's shout them out.
Damn.
Obviously, the girls, Nikki, who's one of my best friends at GQ, the girls are set there. Tiffany Reed's a good close friend of mine, Danielle and Gabby Prescott, love Amelia Madden. That's my sis. I think that I can keep going on for a long. Jonathan Evans is still a close friend of mine. He's been loyal since day one.
Shout out Jay Evans.
He wrote the Bugaboo Boys takedown for stealing fat party animal culture.
He did.
He's the chosen one. He really is loyal. I like people who answer my emails, so we can go on about it. But
that means you hate me and that has nothing to do with you. I literally have 54,000. Yes, you could. Sure.
I can't find everybody, but
I'm easy to find. I'm in the field. I'm easy to find, dude. I'm a man.
You definitely are.
What do you think of the whole? And I don't know if this has shifted, but is there still like a power dynamic imbalance between like publicists and editors? And I like when Lawrence and I were at Complex of Four Pins, there's definitely like that I guess it's unfortunate, like power dynamic. And Sandrine, like you're always like one of our favorites for sure, because you're like an actual human being.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Versus like all these other PRs. But like, has that power imbalance changed as you've progressed in your career, or as the industry has evolved?
I guess it depends, right? Like how you said that, like, I'm a person. I can like work with you, but we could also go drinking all night and like talk about real shit. I'm also not a publicist that has advertising clients. There's no added benefit for you just being nice to me because you have to. So if you're nice to me, it's because like we can vibe, or you like my clients, and we can just be, good human beings. I'm always going to be that person. So if the tides turn, cool. If not, you missed out. We could have hung out, I don't know. But for me, yeah, I mean, there are times where I have friends that are like, yeah, I just got this. And I'm like, your client's also advertising hundreds of thousands of dollars. Of
right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Great job. Great job. Just whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, pat yourself on the back. You're blowing up. That's great. Fantastic.
Oh, I got Gucci on the Harry Styles cover.
Yeah. Right.
And that's when I'm just like, damn. But it's cool because like I work hard. I work really hard for my clients. And I think that when they win and people see them continuously winning, at least I could say it's based on the work that's being done. So I'm never afraid to just go, it's cool. It's the work. We're good.
Who are, so let's get negative. Who are some trash editors?
Who's some trash editors?
Name names.
And the loophole is not name the editorial staff on Garage, aka Garbage Magazine. Okay. We actually mean trash people.
I don't think that I think that everyone has their own issues.
All right. Well, let me give you an out right here. What are the common tendencies of the trash people that you have to work with, like the trash editors?
Yeah. The worst behavior.
The worst behavior is getting my email or getting my pitch and then going to my client and asking for the same thing.
Ooh.
So it's like, I didn't send it to you. And then I don't think they understand like this. I have great relationships with my clients. So I talk to them all day. It's not just like, oh, we have a call. So they'll tell me and then they'll loop me in. And then I'm like, hi.
Why do people do that? Why would people go out of their way to make you look bad like that?
I think it's also to make them look good in a sense, because then it looks like they're personally reaching out to them and like they sought them through, like, oh, I just needed to get to you. Like, forward, I sent it to you 2 days ago. Also, CC my client in case you want to get buck one more time, because we can have that conversation. Don't play me. Don't play me. That's the worst thing. CC me.
Instead of talking about people themselves, are there any publications that you would ever say on mic are like bad to work with, or are you too smart for that?
I'm too smart for that.
So what are some
Breitbart? What about Breitbart?
Yeah.
Fox News?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Fox News.
Okay.
You're never pitching like daily paper for a Fox News look.
I don't think they would want that.
What about favorite, like who are your favorite publications to work with? And obviously like it's intrinsic to who the client is and what they need and what they're looking for. But like,
I think that like
who's just a pleasure. Who's nice?
Yeah. Besides the obvious ones like Highlights for Kids, Sports Illustrated for Kids, National Geographic for Kids, etc. All the prestige shit that I read.
The ones that are pleasant to work with. Vogue is always a pleasure to work with. Teen Vogue is a pleasure to work with. GQ is a pleasure. Anything under Bustle, those girls hold me down.
Shout out Alyssa Big and Klein.
Shout out.
Yes, Alyssa, holding it down.
Cool pod ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love a pod ant. Yeah, anybody that's really for, like, we're all doing a job. And I think that people forget that. It's a two-way street for our job. I need you, you need me. You're going to make my life difficult by like, not doing the right thing, even just like saying no. I could take a no, but let me chase you. But I like it when editors are like, no, it's not going to work. Because then I know, where I need to kind of shift gears. That's what
we've been telling both Chuck It's like, Chuck, if you can't do it, let us know. And
Please,
that's fine.
be honest.
And that's what we need Virgil Abloh to start doing. Like, Virgil, if you don't have time to design a Pop Smoke cover and not save it for the last minute, just let us know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like no one is going to be mad at you for being honest and saying no. And I'm not just saying that to Chuck and Virgil, two people that need to hear it, but just anybody, right? That's something to remember and not lose sight of.
It's
guys.
Managing expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I still have to manage expectations to someone else. So if you're leaving me on red, I don't know what to tell my client when you might be like their dream to be featured in. And I want to make their dreams come true.
Right.
And I need you to help me do it.
Is there something that a magazine could ever do that would make you like stop working with them or that would put them on a blacklist?
Full blacklist. Because we love a ban.
I just don't think anybody would try me like that.
Oh, yeah. And that would also be like a publicist version of cancel culture, which we're not a fan of. And we've said that. So, okay. That's fair.
You just pull up on the matte black bike with the squeeze them with the fucking water bottle.
With the yop.
With the yopper. No, I don't think anybody would do that. I would hope nobody would do that.
Have you ever had to blacklist anyone? You don't have to name names, but like anyone that just was like, this person's never getting a seat, never getting an invite, never getting a pitch.
Persona non grata.
No, I don't think anyone has ever been outwardly disrespectful to me. And maybe it's because I'm nice and I'm flexible. I don't take shit, but no one has really taken me there. And I'm glad they haven't seen that side because I want them to have the most pleasant experience as well.
Look at just a professional through and through.
What a pitch. She's working right now, man. We're getting worked over in the best possible way.
I mean, there's a lot of brands listening that, maybe want to employ your services, Sandrine. And you've always had a super strong roster. Like even when shit was kind of being given to you, like what your boss may not have known.
Sure.
Is that those were actually big gas brands. And that's like, especially when Lawrence and I were at Complex and like, those are the brands that we wanted to like work with and feature.
The best of the best and brightest.
But if there's one brand out there that you don't currently work with, like who's your dream client that isn't currently on the roster?
Your white whale, so to speak.
I don't know if I have a white whale per se. I think that there's one that I would love to keep it consistent, a nice, cute retainer. But I'm sure that we're all working on the back end on that.
Ooh.
I hope. But there's not a white whale. I really do enjoy working with a variety of brands, just decent human beings. I can get with you if I see you're passionate and you're not crazy and I can understand what you're trying to sell. I will work with you and I'll ride with you as long as you ride with me. If you have unrealistic expectations, like I want the New York Times on Friday, I hired you on Monday, and I have no story to tell, then I'm going to be like, we might not need to work together. Because then you'll just say I didn't help you, but you have nothing to talk about.
Have you had those clients like in the past that just have like the most unrealistic shit?
I think I've had people who have seen what other clients have received and said, I should get the same.
Ooh,
and
you're entitled.
I want to get it at the same pace. Ooh. And I don't think it's entitlement per se, because after speaking with them, it was more so like, I just thought that's the speed that everyone's on.
Right, because you're so good.
Great. Yeah. But do you have something to talk about? It's also a buildup. It's also making sure that people know I'm a hub for this brand, that they're getting, all these emails and updates and releases, that their interest has peaked. And some get it and they're cool and others don't. And it's fine. Wish you the best of luck.
Where you are at right now with your business, like how frequent can you take on new clients?
Well, I have the bandwidth to take on new clients because, again, the townhouse doesn't buy itself. And I have a team.
You've got time. If it's not a look, you have time.
I have plenty of time for a budget, and a budget with a brand behind it that I believe in. Sure. My team is actually, you probably hear them in the background as the construction just stopped, but they're working on sample trafficking before the weekend. But there's a team. And so as long as there's that support system and people are learning new skills and how to pitch better and how to manage stylist conversations better, we can always help you.
How big is your team?
4.
Who's your favorite?
Huh? I don't
Who works the hardest?
Everyone's my favorite.
Damn. Like
They can hear you. They can hear you.
Like a true politician.
Why don't you go take this phone into a conference room and then shut the door and then we can really talk some
So
shit.
this is the thing, guys.
It's not like it's going to be a public podcast. We're just chatting.
It's a sneak peek. I'm in what's supposed to be my office. There's supposed to be a door here, and that's the conference room, and there's supposed to be a door there, and our doors get installed next week. So they're glass, and they're like...
You have the biggest office, right? Obviously, bigger than even the conference room as a show of force.
No, the conference room is massive, and it has better views.
Oh, okay.
The door's custom.
Hey, I will say, Sandrine, thank you for your sacrifice. You're a true leader. The fact that you let the conference room be better than your office. Thank you.
Of course. I don't mind. I'm humble.
We know our invites for the office opening party are in the mail.
Oh, yeah, that's going to smash.
Absolutely.
Currently,
the 1942 will be flowing.
Ooh, say less. I'm there with bells on. I'm wearing my next best Valentino dress.
If you had to pick a current client though who you just enjoy working with the most, like who would it be? Or who would you want to highlight maybe for like the 17, 18 million listening at home?
Yeah. Who do you want to plug? Chill.
Who do I want to plug out of my clients?
I mean, you'll have an opportunity to do that in an official plug session, but if there's somebody right now that just comes front of mind that is so emblematic of what can happen when the relationship between client and publicist is just fucking clicking.
Oh, a good example?
Sure. Who's that? Let's hear about
My baby
that.
daily paper. I love them.
They're Dutch.
They are from Amsterdam.
Big bike town, I've heard.
Big bike gang. I think I love it so much because we're a partnership. Like before this call, I spoke to their marketing director. Like we were just chatting. Before that, I was on WhatsApp with someone else. Like it's just such an integrated team, winning team across the playing field spirit that like they know I want them to win, so they want to make sure I could win for them and vice versa. It's love. So that's one I can definitely think of because it just happened. I just signed Flan a month ago. I really love their spirit because it's very similar. I text with them all day. One of them came to my old office on his bike and was just chilling for a little while. So I love to just have a personal rapport with the client so it doesn't feel like I'm walking on eggshells just to get you coverage. It's like, oh, my assistant Gina had a baby. Everyone was like, where's Gina? She's coming back in September, but everybody was concerned about her. And I love that there is that kind of spirit within the company and with our clients.
Sandrine Charles Consulting is like Olive Garden and like throwing fish. It's when you're there, your family.
Ebony has been doing a bang up job in
shout out to Ebony. Yeah, she has. She's definitely picked up everything immediately.
In your work with Daily Paper, have you ever had the opportunity to go to Amsterdam and
I didn't have time to do that when I went. I was there for almost a week. We just had a lot of
You didn't have time and you were there for a week?
I know, isn't it crazy?
So you're too busy booming.
I was chilling. I was like, okay, cocktails, no bike, meetings all day. They gave us more of like a tour. I felt like it was like their version of Amsterdam that we got. And that was actually in November and that was chill. I will go back to Chief, of course.
You should go back. And when you go back, you should take this advice. A wise man once told me, treat every day like a 3-day weekend. Yeah. Try that one on for size. That's a Carlos Franco original.
A bar.
Not a 3-day weekend.
It is a bar. Sandrine, so I mean, you've been following our careers closely, I know, and you know that Lawrence and I were kind of entering this new phase of really relying on becoming influencers because we quit our jobs to do this full time, which I don't know if that was like most financially sound decision.
But it happened. It happened. So.
The whole influencer business model, especially with COVID now, and especially with so many fucking bozos fucking this up for all of us and, Gen Z on TikTok and shit and these hype houses and shit. Like, are influencers still, were they ever effective and are they effective now in like moving product or like raising awareness?
I personally think that if you're the right kind of influencer, you can do that 100%. There's no reason why you shouldn't do it if your job is actually to build traction and to get the viewership and like the product buys. Like I think the influencers we work with, not all of them need to have 100K followers. You can have 5K, and out of the 5K, all your photos are 1,000 likes, 200 comments. Then you're more valuable to me than someone with 60 followers and 10, comments on every,
Fake bots.
And a lot of them, I have to go in, I have to start doing my own math.
Yeah.
And I just need to ensure.
What's that engagement rate?
The what?
What's that engagement rate looking like,
The engagement rate is sometimes crazy.
Yeah. No, those nano influencers can bring the fucking heat, man. They're a big fish, small pond. Listen, I've made a career out of that, so you already know I'm on board. But as I always say, throwing fits, we are not influencers. We are influential. There is a difference.
That's the difference.
Boom.
You can be an influencer all day and the needle doesn't move. But if you're influential, you can make the needle move behind the scenes,
bingo,
in front of the scenes, everywhere.
Front of house, back of house, on mic, off mic, throwing fits. What can we do for you? That is the pitch. For any brands listening that are very interested in Sandrine's services, throwing fits also
open for business.
We'll do what like I've said, man. I will podcast for ISIS if the check is right, baby. Let's go.
God.
25.
Love a coin.
The top 10. The top 10 swords to behead, let's get on Amazon right now. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's get the SpawnCon going. How do we become bigger and better influencers, though? Like, we're influential, yes, but our footprint's small but powerful. We want to be big and robust. We want to be going fucking nuclear with these checks. How do we become bigger and better influencers?
Yeah.
I think you guys are doing the right thing. It's the authenticity that draws people in. You can imitate somebody else's blueprint, but it's not yours. So, there's a saying, whatever's for you won't miss you.
Yeah. So. Listen, what you're saying is true because you just described a lot of other podcasts that I've heard out there.
Sheesh.
We'll leave it at that.
I mean, it's kind of as if it's because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're not able to follow anyone's blueprint because we're not listening to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tunnel vision. I literally have tunnel vision. I don't know what other people are doing unless you're my friend and we're in the same field and you're like, this is what I'm doing. I can't pay attention to you because once I do, I'm going to fumble. I'm doing too much.
Sure.
And
I don't think about you at all. Don Draper type beat.
Yeah.
And it's no shade. I just don't want to get distracted.
No, we throw our fucking horse blinders on and we sprint through a marathon.
Gallop.
To a fucking bag.
Galloping like North's fucking armada of Arabian stallions.
Yeah, baby.
Sandrine, you have successfully launched your own small business. We have launched our own small business.
Yeah, small business.
Yeah. What is the biggest misconception that people might have? Because I feel like this is a new thing, right? Like, fuck working for the man, fuck being a fucking cog, working for some, abstract dream that is not yours, where your just creativity goes to die. You're just clocking in, clocking out, working for the weekend, like the weekend where you are. But for those people that do want to start up their own shit and maybe take advantage of this new economy, new fucking paradigm, what is like the biggest misconception people have about launching their own small business?
Break the vicious cycle of the rat race and chase your cheese with Sandrine and the boys, dude. That's what I'm saying.
I think that the misconception is that it's just going to be easy breezy. Like you're going to wake up at 10 and just chill all day and things are going to come to you. Or on the flip end side, that you just don't have a plan and you're just following someone else's plan. I work all day. I'm up maybe 5, 6 a.m.
Chuck, what time do you wake up, Chuck?
10.
10.
Wow.
If you round down to the nearest 10th, yes.
If you round down from noon.
10.
Oh my God, 10. What do you do?
Yeah,
I'm a real night owl. I'm up late. That's when I put the work in.
Sandrine,
I had a 10 p.m. new business call with Korea, and I was up with a son.
Though, to be fair,
my business doesn't run without me. Chuck, come on, we'll go bike riding.
Chuck is getting piled on. He's streaming. He's twitching for throwing fits, or he's practicing to do it, or some. I don't know. There's some plan, right?
There's a plan. The stats came in. You've been averaging 4 viewers a session.
Don't put them on blast like that. That's private information.
Room for growth. It's room for growth.
There are a lot of listen. The sky's the limit for this one. I'll say that.
I see it. You're gonna shine. Don't you worry.
Do you think there's going to be any sort of backlash to like and I'm not saying that you're like a perpetrator of it, but the whole like hustle and grind mentality?
I'm literally anti-hustle and grind only because I need sleep. I need to rejuvenate. I need to reset. I am not of service to anyone if I do not get myself together. I'm not someone that's like, working 24/7. I'm not doing that. I will also send emails and say, I'm logging off for the day.
Oh, nice.
I will talk to you tomorrow. Like while we were sitting here, I was sending clients coverage because we're going into a long weekend. I need me time, 100%. And I don't want anyone to think that like you have to hamster wheel yourself to get to where you want to be. I mean, I'm not where I want to be exactly, but I am working towards it. I just want to not run myself dry and tired before I get to where.
Yeah, you want the townhouse, but at what cost, right? At a certain point, the hustling becomes unhealthy, and you just got to be aware of that.
Backwards.
Yeah,
but I think there's also a difference. There's also a difference between doing the work. Like if you have a call with Korea, it's going to have to happen at 10 p.m. Right? Versus like publicly announcing like, "Yo, still working, still at the office, 10 p.m. The fuck you doing?"
I never do that. I also am pretty discreet to the point where like I don't really put that much out there because you also don't need to know my business like that.
Do you at least tweet Rise and Grind when you wake up?
No.
You should take advantage of that. That's got to feel really good.
Yeah.
To actually get off a Rise and Grind at like 5:59, real superior tweeting hours.
I like to schedule tweets to go out at 3 a.m.
Also that too. Except again, Sandrine and I, we don't tell lies on the internet.
No.
Or in real
when I roll over at 5 a.m., it's like really a true rollover. Like, I have a quick call with one of my European clients, or I'm like, I have to do stuff before I start my day. But I don't need to tell anybody that.
Right.
Are you one of those people where you get up and you just fucking go? Or do you need like that morning routine, that wake up time?
I have a dog. I have to walk my dog for at least an hour. She likes to, really stroll. And then I need to come back and like start my day. I can't waste time in the morning, and sometimes I snooze. So I have to just figure it out.
I got to play about 12 games of Boggle and then scroll through like Batia's IG, and then like,
you're reading the news. You're catching up on the news.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of the Foreskin Daily.
Yeah.
Has COVID put a dent in like your business plans? Like what, or just like the progress?
I think that for me, COVID delayed my office, which is why you're hearing my construction zone throughout this conversation.
Sounds great.
It sounds expensive and professional, so that's good at least. No expert, no comment.
Your interns are hanging the doors right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, I have a construction guy here, and he's doing an install on the wall.
Is he hot?
Yeah. No. How hot is he? No, okay.
But I'm just watching it go down.
Is he fucking? I was like, he's either shirtless or he's fucking up right now.
Yeah, second one.
Damn, the wrong kind of babysitting versus watching.
Look, we're all going through it, Sandrine. So like, let's say Fauci comes through with the vaccine tomorrow. Like, what's the first thing you're doing when COVID ends and quarantine is officially fucking donezo? What's
first day out?
So quarantining.
Wow.
I'm not doing any of this with anybody. I took the test twice. I was negative twice. I want to keep it that way.
Sure.
I think that this is bigger than any of us know. And we all need to be super careful. And when everyone's like, okay, we can start eating outside, I'm only going to go to Fumo where it's family. And I'm like, okay,
Sure.
We're all pretty distant. I know the owners. I feel like they're being extra cautious versus, being in the street downtown. And it just looked like a party. Like on Saturday, I rode, again, city bike, and I was shocked to see so many people on the sidewalk.
So you're
no mask or anything. So
your standing reservation with the Throwing Fits Boys at Red Lobster in Times Square, we're going to cancel that moving forward, I guess?
Please cancel it for the time being.
Okay, got it. Roger that.
Stay safe. Honestly, this is real.
Well, if it did end tomorrow, Sandrine, what do you miss the most about the COVID world that you would like indulge in?
I actually had an epiphany during quarantine. I was definitely in a hamster wheel of things. I'd go to work. I do 12 meetings. I have to still do my work. I have to still, figure out the little nuances of my day. And I never really stopped for myself. Whereas now I'll do calls while walking my dog.
Nice.
Or I'm in Central Park or something. And I think I was more afraid that I would be scrutinized, that corporate mentality, you need to be sitting in a conference room or at your desk to get work done. And I was following that. I was subscribing to that. And now I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm crushing it better when I take time for myself, when I can regroup. So I don't really miss pre-COVID that much. And going into quarantine, I had plans. Some of them, didn't work out the way they're supposed to, but they're going to work out better in the end. And I'm not saying that to be optimistic. It actually, the plan has shifted in my favor. So, quarantine, I hope for everybody was an eye opener, and there should be no rush to get out of quarantine.
Speaking of eye openers and that epiphany you had about this idea, the physical relationship that you kind of had, or that misconception that you had about your computer and your desk, what other ways have you been self-improving and leaning into the betterment in Quar?
Just really kicking my feet up, living my best life. I think I really wasn't doing that before. That is something that I remember someone told me, I met you at an event and you were on your phone the entire time. I was like, what time was it? They're 7. I'm like, I'm still working. Yeah. But I also didn't mean to offend you, but I work for myself. And now I'm like, okay, it's 6:00, 7. Just now I just finished sending everything out. I should feel good to kind of clock out, do my 6:00 call, and be good. I shouldn't have to worry about anything afterwards except for myself and my best mental health.
Normalize being a self-made mogul, people. Some of us have real work to do, you fucking babies. Oh, also you didn't smile at me, Sandrine, at the event because you were on your phone busy making a lot of money. Fuck off.
I hope I'm trying to make a lot of money, but also it's
email me. You want to get email me.
I'm also a human, and I know that I'm not smiling every day. Yeah,
quality of life.
I think it was an event that was my friend's event, so I was also going to support, and I didn't realize. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I don't mean to not make you happy, or I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Smile.
Smile more.
That's how motherfuckers get punched in the face. If you're listening at home and you're still doing that, please.
What? First of all, you're at home, so who you talking?
Yeah, we don't do it to your mom.
What about? Sandrine, it sounds like you've really kind of been thriving and enabling self-actualizing in quarantine, which is amazing to hear and inspiring. I'm doing the next podcast from the fucking beach.
You should.
You should go to Florida. You should go to Jacksonville.
I'll go to Texas. I'll go to Arizona. I'll go to but no, Sandrine, let's be honest.
Yeah,
you're the most transparent podcast in the game. What trash behavior have you been exhibiting?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just saying.
What's the trash behavior that you've been kind of leaning into all core?
Besides not paying attention to us right now.
I was saying bye to one of my team members. I think that the trash that I've let go of personally.
No, that you leaned into embracing.
Yeah.
The trash behavior, whether it's eating habits or I don't know, just being.
I've actually been
watching real trashy TV.
Yeah, guilty pleasure city population Sandrine. What's good?
Oh, I just watch a lot of TV while I work. I watch The Sopranos from season 1. I did the same with Living Single, Family Matters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You watch it and work?
Yeah.
But don't you miss like The Sopranos? Like, what did you miss? Is that like the 4th time you've seen it, or was it the first time?
No, it was the first time.
Did you miss anything?
No.
Okay.
I did the same exact thing.
The
With
work and
family
watching.
matters.
I worked.
I don't have
Made me
the
work better.
attention capacity. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have it in me.
I can't do it.
I can multitask pretty well. And, in our old office, our TV, we had an open floor plan and the TV was in the middle. And so I would just leave the TV on, of course, for the day to watch different shows. And then by, the evening or after hours, and I was powering through, I would just put like a movie or something. I like that in my atmosphere. And prior to that, I used to just listen to music all day long, when I was in corporate. But I love that.
We're going to get into
trash.
We're going to get into film and music in a bit, but first up, we're going to switch on over to the second topic of this podcast. We're done talking about ourselves.
Finally,
finally.
The second, less important topic, but still important, which is money.
Yeah, ka-ching.
This used to be a gauche question, but now that salary transparency is a good thing to have, so that we can track disparities across like different whatever lines. We want to know, Sandrine, how much money do you make?
Yep.
I don't make any money. I'm poor. I'm broke.
All right, she makes $0.
Damn, that's
on the record.
Crazy.
How much money would you like to make? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about aspiration.
Aspirationally, I would like to make enough money to get my brownstone.
Yeah. Townhouse. You want townhouse bread.
What neighborhood are we talking?
Yeah.
Really, I can't say because there's just too much going on with people coming and running up in the neighborhoods and buying up the brownstones.
Gentrifiers.
Damn. Yeah.
Listen, what is that song that somebody put on TikTok?
Am I a gentrifier? I mean, how am I supposed to say that?
Clinton Hill.
Obviously.
Clinton Hill is very different.
First of all, I live in Bed-Stuy.
Now you're in Bed-Stuy?
Well, I've always been in Bed-Stuy, at least. Well, I'm on like the border.
I have your address. I'll map it out.
Yeah, it's right on the border there. Yeah, I don't want to say my address on mic.
No, but I have it. I have it already.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
In case you don't, it's
oh, bro. But Sham,
apartment 4A.
Sham, you know what to do.
What's gonna happen?
It's gonna get bleeped. That's what's
going on.
Or how about this? Just to make things fun, Sham, why don't you also drop a flex bomb right here as well to make up for that? Cool. Moving on.
Sandrine, what do you like to spend your money on though? What when you have the time to shop, whether it's shopping, whether it's investing, whether it's investing in yourself, what do you like to pour your money into?
Let my finance guy tell it. I spend too much money at Net-a-Porter. Let my wealth manager tell it. Ooh. I'm saving. Let me tell it. I'm buying my team lunch and stuff. I don't know what I'm buying. I try to not spend a lot. I used to be a spender growing up, knowing that someone else is paying my bills. But now that I pay my bills, I try not to spend.
Fiscal responsibility.
You pay a lot of people's bills, right? I mean, that's the thing. What about the bling from your boy, Mr. Flawless? What is that? The one thing you allow yourself is to get fucking absolutely dripped in stones.
Thank you. Thank you, Gregory. I love these.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the third and final topic. We've got to be respectful.
That's a different kind of flow team. That's not the kind of shit that Sandrine sends me and you.
That's Ice Flow team.
Yeah.
FLOE. All right, moving on to the third and final topic because we got to be respectful of the young self-made moguls on this Zoom. Yeah. Let's talk meats and cheeks real quick. So you told me that you broke up during quarantine.
Yeah. I actually got back with an ex of mine, that love of my life ex. Let's not get it twisted. Okay. It wasn't just a random person. And, we wanted different things at this point. I was not where he needed me to be when he was there. And I also didn't know that he was in that space because he didn't communicate that until afterwards. Then terrible. I felt bad at first. And now I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm literally putting you on a pedestal, love of my life, all these great things. And now that you have the upper hand, you're trying to make me feel bad. And I'm just not in that mindset.
Mm-mm. Did quarantine accelerate or like compress the timeline of what would have normally been, like taken longer to kind of figure out?
I think we would have went back and forth maybe a couple more times, which I'm actually embarrassed to say. But quarantine definitely dialed into what the issues were. Again, he was one that like, even when we first like saw each other since the fall, I was like, I'm so sorry about this. Like, cause sometimes I'm like, can't do it. Like, gotta go. And
Sure.
I have to move on for what I'm doing for the day. But I was very apologetic. I cried. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it comes off so rude when I'm trying to work and I'm like telling you I can't help you right now.
Sure.
So I did all that. And, I say all that to say there's no resolution.
That happens. That's life, right? That's life.
I mean, Sandrine, it sounds like quarantine really kind of like put things in perspective for you. And it only took 130,000 dead Americans, but it sounds like you're really doing amazing in quarantine.
Yeah.
I want to ask.
All your self-discovery at the expense of human life is.
No, I think I had a lot of great self-discovery.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I stayed my ass at home, and I only saw one person for the first. Like, I didn't even see my family until last month. So I definitely was self-quarantining one other person and keeping it contained.
Yeah. I just meant more metaphorically, jokingly blaming you for all the death and destruction just so that, you could get your groove back. But it's fine.
What we do know, and science has told us this, is that once quarantine is lifted, it is going to be the horniest summer of all time.
Yikes. I'm scared just thinking about it. I'm married.
Yeah. And so while you may not be out there, sucking and fucking, there are going to be, we do have 17 million majority young men.
Yeah. And
podcast right now.
And now they know that you're single and ready to motherfucking mingle in like 2 years from now when you're ready to enter the world.
But you're also.
I entered the world. I entered the world when I was done with that. I still have love for him, but like I've already.
You're on the market.
Yeah, I'm on the market.
Right.
Sandrine, how should a young man dress? Because you're a very stylish woman, obviously, and you like you're very integrated,
successful and smart as well.
How should a young man dress to catch a young woman's fanciful eye?
Not in like those doofy vests that the finance guys wear midtown.
The Patagonia vest.
No, but like not when you're out. Like you could wear it to work. But like change for the evening, I just don't understand what's not clicking. I don't mind anything. I like guys in suits. I don't mind guys in sweatpants. Just not bike shorts per se.
Those gray sweats, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Just if you could put yourself together and you're comfortable in what you're wearing and you're authentic to yourself, I can be comfortable alongside you. If you're trying too hard, if you look like a walking billboard of what I read on Hypebeast for the day, we're going to have issues.
What about if it was you that made them into walking billboards because you're so good at getting those fucking clippings, dog? You ever think about that?
No, because I think that any guy, like one guy I'm talking to, he doesn't dress like me at all. And I like that. Because
you prefer to date non-streetwear, not just industry guys, but guys that are even like a fan of this world?
Preferably someone who doesn't know what I do. Yeah.
Well, I have to imagine that anyone our age who's into this world are just emotionally stunted, like Lawrence and myself, and every other man that we know in this.
I'm married. I'm good, dog. I am so comfortable with expressing my feelings in an open and honest way. So there never, ever is any miscommunication whatsoever. Unlike Sandrine's ex, the love of her life, that unfortunately is out in the ether. It is what it is.
You can be both the love of someone's life and trash. What about it's called intersectionality. What about you, Sandrine? What's your ideal first date fit for? Like, what are you putting on?
Ooh,
me?
Yeah.
Depends on where I'm going.
You're going to a Zoom call.
Well, okay. How about this, Sandrine? What is the ideal first date for you?
Something that I don't like crowded bars, or like you're not going to flex on me by bringing me to a restaurant that's like really. Don't bring me to Carbone and think you're showing me the world.
So don't be the guys say I know a spot meme. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. But like I wouldn't mind a little. Well, my friend Ben, he owns a streetwear skate brand called Grand. He did one of his lookbooks in this like old school Italian restaurant downtown. I need to find the name so I can tell you. Like someplace like that would be nice, where it's low key, nothing crazy. We can talk. It's not like you're trying to flex on me by bringing me around people so you can dap them up.
It's a red sauce joint. It's like Sopranos.
Yeah, exactly. Something low key. Yeah.
What's your fit for that low key, nice first date?
Yeah, that romantic low key.
Is it this gorgeous Valentino gown you have on?
Yeah, it would definitely never be this.
That I also have on as well. To be fair, I don't want to don't bury the lead here, people. I look fucking glamorous and fabulous. It's
very pretty.
Yeah,
gorgeous. No, it's probably like I can dress up. I have this one fit that I only got to wear like twice, which I'm furious because I don't really Instagram my fits, so like I can wear them again.
Smart.
Yeah. And it's like, and then I have a lot of like mini skirts with like bodysuits. Like I'm a bodysuit kind of girl. I have like 3 drawers of bodysuits, which are my thing. Yeah, I love a bodysuit.
A bodysuit for every occasion.
Wolford gets all my money. Now Kim Kardashian made these Skims bodysuits that are so like good. The material's really good, and they, like short sleeve, no sleeve, long sleeve. I'm like,
you personally financed 1/3 of North's 14 horses.
Yeah, that was
her horses and Saint's nanny's Bentley.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. As you know, we've had our 2 Groms who are making an unlivable wage. However, we did get at least one of them his full-time job, so that counts. But we want to turn the mic over to them in this segment, 60 Seconds of Thirst, where they're going to unmute themselves off the Zoom. They're going to ask you anything. Maybe they're going to pitch you on something. Maybe they want you to represent them in their business ventures. I don't know. Complete wild card. Chef, you are currently unmuted. Why don't you go first? We'll switch it up.
Yo, wow. How's it going? It's been super cool hearing you talk about all your clients and stuff this whole time. I was just wondering, I work in a client-based like world too, so I was wondering if you had any advice on how you like build those relationships in a chill way
with a client.
Yeah. Because it seems like yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. Oh, is that it?
I mean, it just seems like you're like homies with a lot of them. You know, you're like texting and I don't know. So
I'm homies with all of them because I feel like what I do, I would not be of service if you didn't like me as a person. If you feel like, okay, we're out on an interview or we just had a meeting and you're so quick to get rid of me, then, you know, you don't like me as a person. And I would hope so. Like I cracked my ankle open. I ruptured my Achilles like a week before I was supposed to go out west for an onboarding. And the client was so flexible and nice. I waited another month and we still have a great rapport today. I think that that's the foundation of comfort. If you're not comfortable with someone, it's always going to feel like whatever you say can be used against you, literally.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's also like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sandrine, but I feel like the businesses who are your clients are mostly like small, usually independent, kind of like more creative minded. Whereas Chef, you're dealing with fucking like Fortune 500 companies. Like, what do you need? Text like the fucking CMO of like, you know?
I think it's a mix though. Cause even with larger companies, I have the departments that I'm cool with. Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily need to be a 10-man team that like, I have access to everyone, including the finance guy. I want it to be like, we can all go to dinner and there's not a problem. And it's like 30 of us and everyone is cool. Like I have one client that literally that's what happens when they come to town, multiple departments, all different people. And that's important, that you like us as people too.
And maybe call me old fashioned, but Chef, I mean, just to throw in my 2 cents, I would say get that fucking corporate card, take them out for a night on the town, put them in some compromising positions.
Yeah, get busy.
Gather your compromat, and then make sure that, you know, they know that you have this dirt on them, and then they'll kind of be, you know, available to every beck and whim of yours. That's how you build a client relationship. Call me.
I wouldn't recommend that, but find out what they do and go chill with them for a hot minute.
I believe the strategy that James is talking about professionally is known as pulling a Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes. Chef, take them to like a cool show in Brooklyn.
Well, like that's my problem is always that like when I try to be like just myself and just be like a friend to these people, all of a sudden then it's just like, people don't take me as seriously because just the way that I talk is just not like, like a fucking admin. But yeah, so it's yeah.
I think you could find your balance, and also people who also want to get to know you better will understand where you're coming from when you're giving them like feedback, directive, or strategy. If they're just thinking that you're regurgitating something that they heard at, a pitch meeting right before you, then it lacks authenticity. And everything you do, especially in our space, needs to be authentic because there's too many people not being themselves and thriving.
This is why we fuck with Sandrine. It's she is a human. She's not a fucking pitch robot.
And this is why we fuck with Chef. If any of Chef's clients do not understand the place that this man is clearly coming from, which is not just a place of thoughtful galaxy brain kindness, but in actual tangible ideas that will affect the bottom line. If you don't get that, then guess what? You're not cut out for this fucking business, all right?
Exactly. Chuck, 30 seconds of thirst. Please unmute yourself.
I actually have a couple follow-up questions. You said that you take calls while you're walking your dog. Mm-hmm. What kind of dog do you have? Big dog bag.
Dog check.
She's a Shih Tzu and a Brussels mix. Her name is Croissant.
Oh my God! Wow,
she's French. So cute.
Wait, Brussels Gryffindor?
French. She's a French. She's a Brussels and she's a Shih Tzu mix. And I got her in Queens 6 years ago. And
when she's like misbehaving and not like, you call her and she's not coming, you do this is would be really funny. Hurry up with my damn croissant.
I go croissant. Well, she listens very well.
That's cool too. That's a good one too. Yeah.
She listened. She was trained. A dude on my block back then had a pit bull. And so when I got her, dudes would always be outside during summer. And they're like, all right, we'll teach her. And they definitely trained her. And my sister did too, but she was always outside with them and their dogs.
My other follow-up question was, who's your favorite character on The Sopranos and what was your favorite episode?
Guys, don't crucify me, okay?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I knew it. It was all coming down to this. This is what happens when you watch and work, people. Let Sandrine be an example of what not to do when watching the greatest television show of all time.
And don't just say Steve Van Zandt because of fucking Larry's bandana.
No.
Sleazy Van Zandt.
I think my favorite character on the show is not because I liked them or I thought they were amazing. It was more so because I felt so bad for them.
Okay, so every character on The Sopranos.
But I really felt bad for Paulie. I felt like he never could really elevate.
Yeah.
And so I would always watch to see, like, is he going to get to where he's going? And there was that one episode when he was home. All the guys were out or they were out at different places. I can't pinpoint. Sorry, I didn't watch it enough, which season it was. But he was home and he was home watching TV with his mom eating dinner. But yet he's like, bullying the others all day and taking the money from all the businesses that they were hustling, but you have nothing to go home to. He had no wife, he had no girl, he had no home. It was sad.
He was a made man.
He was a made lonely man.
Yeah. Damn, dude. So that's that's the ghost of Christmas future, what you don't want to be, right?
Yeah, you got to look at that and go, whoa, what are you really doing? Why are you doing that?
Right. I think that's another, speaking of epiphanies, I think that told you what you need to know about. Sometimes, again, you work too hard, you miss out on the me time and the things that you need to do for you, Sandrine, right?
I never missed out on that time, okay? Let's be clear. But I was I was hoping that he was going to elevate before the feds got to them and all of those longer conversations towards the end. But he didn't really go to therapy. He wasn't doing it, but yeah.
Yeah. Therapy was frowned upon with those guys. That's basically.
Yeah.
As was cunnilingus, which that shit's awesome. Real quick.
Hell yes.
Chuck, do you have a third follow-up or are you done?
Yeah, that's only two.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Chuck.
No, clearly we're moved past The Sopranos now, dude.
Oh, well, that was it. I asked her favorite character, favorite episode.
All right, 60 seconds of thirst on fucking fire as per usual. The boys are back. We haven't had one of these a full 60 seconds. Thank you, Sandrine, for being here and uniting our entire operation.
And appreciate it.
There's that's not the only reason why we wanted to have you on, which because we know you're going to bring the boys out from the woodworks. We wanted to have you on because like you are one of the chillest, coolest, smartest, most ambitious people we know. And so we really need to hear from the source's mouth what you're fucking with and what you're not fucking with in this segment we call Fuck With Not Fuck With.
It is a working titles.
I don't know if you're good with titles. Maybe you can help us with that. We've been stuck for, 3 or 4 years now. But we want to know, this is perfect. What brands are you currently fucking with?
Ooh, let's hear the roster, kid. Here's the plug time.
What brands am I currently fucking with?
Yeah, and for transparency's sake, you have to tell us if they're a client or not.
Yes, you do. You have to tell us if you're a cop.
Sure. It's no secret. You know I love Daily Paper. Client. Flan fucking with them. Client. Graham fucking with them. Friend. Noah fucking with them forever. My baby.
That was the last thing we worked on in my time
together. Yeah.
When I interviewed Brendan, like with like the fucking the pool that he built out.
Yeah, the bowl.
We built the skate deck with Converse. Yeah.
That might be the last event I ever RSVP'd yes to be honest. They're all pretty bad.
Times.
I mean, not yours, Sandrine. Yours are good, obviously, but for the most part, their events are not good anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to change the way people do events moving forward.
Oh, for sure.
Let me see. I'm a swim girl. I'm a hashtag relax. It's just ass kind of girl. So Riot Swim, Myra Swim, Frankie's Bikinis. None of which are clients. I just like them all.
Wait, what is hashtag relax? It's just ass and do I search this after hours or like during work hours?
I'm sure you can search it after this. It's just like a vibe. Like I'm a Caribbean girl. I'm not trying to wear like tricky full bikinis, and I'm sure there's other people who are on that tip too. So Riot Swim, relax. It's just ass. It's like a huge thing.
That's their slogan.
Something for the spicy girls,
Got it.
No, that's the slogan for Throwing Fits. Something for the spicy girls. Hell yeah!
And when I start wearing bike shorts, I'm going to start saying, "Relax, it's just ass."
Yeah.
Relax, it's just my cakes.
It's just dead ass.
It's just dead ass. You got it. Sometimes you have to keep it spicy. Who else do I really like? Oh, I'm a heels girl, even though I don't get to wear heels as often as I would like. So I love Prada shoes. Like I have these booties I'm obsessed with. Not a client. I also love these like Fendi slingbacks that my friend Lisa wouldn't let me buy. Well, I made her buy it. I was like, oh, it's just $900. You buy it first and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do buy a lot of luxury, but I feel like luxury is timeless. 100% timeless. And I need to go edit my closet and give a lot of these sweat sets away that I just get for free. Sure. I'm obsessed with Tibby. I'm always in the Tibby jumpsuit. I also like Alex Mill for their jumpsuits. If I'm outside running around for work, I'm usually in a jumpsuit or, framed denim is really good. Not a client.
You're a fucking brand encyclopedia. Yeah. A lot of brands.
I will say to Sandrine's credit, we have people come on and you would think, right, that they would just be able to rifle them off. And then a lot of people freeze up. And James and I really have to like massage it and work it out consensually, obviously. And you just were fucking, I love that about you because I feel the same way, dude. I believe the term is brand whore and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I love brands. But I also like
they're people too. They're people too, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
According to the Supreme Court, brands and corporations are people.
We don't make the law, dude. That's just
what about
fucking the law of the land.
Are there any brands out there that you're not fucking with? And I know that like if you're not fucking with them, you don't even like think about them or know about them, but like what about like maybe some overhyped shit that that is just like making too much noise,
or is everybody a potential future client?
I don't necessarily think that everyone is a potential future client. But I also don't think that they're not. James and I had an offline, off the record conversation.
Ooh, those are the best kind.
Those are the best, a nice little embargoed one.
I believe that's like close friends in real life.
Truly.
Close friends.
We pivoted to voice notes, the kind that
we did.
Oh, disappear.
The streets got a hold of them.
No compromise in this case.
No screenshots.
James didn't have his sting operation set up like normal, like a fucking cop.
I was like, nah, we're good on that one. There are ones that I just, I don't really mess with anymore. Like there would have to be like a strong coming to Jesus for me to reassess my my lens on my opinion and how they're running it and what they're doing. And sometimes, again, hamster wheel mentality. It might have worked, so you just keep doing it. Let's get fresh. Let's get innovative. Give me something new to play with. I don't know,
Speaking of fresh new things to play with, let's talk sneakers, right? I know you were very coy.
We can't talk about the Nikes you got on.
Right.
No.
Right. But could you fill us in? Would you be so kind as to let us know the rest of your current rotation at least? Can we do that? Some highlights maybe?
I mean, I'm not like a true hype queen. I do get a lot of really good sneakers.
Clearly.
These are my favorite at the moment. I have to admit and plug that I've been doing this Nike running challenge for 2 months. So I've been rotating between Nike Zooms, which have been pretty comfortable for me. And I guess you could tell, I prefer Nike sneakers.
So your checks over stripes regardless.
Correct.
A hundo.
2 Virgils, Hundo P.
But anytime there's a new release, prior to COVID, I would go to my client sneakers and stuff. I'll see what's out. I'll get my sneakers. I'll, make sure that I rotate what I personally like. I have these Olivia Kim and Nike Friends and Family.
Those are fire.
Oh my God. They're my favorite sneakers to wear before COVID. I've worn them maybe 3 times because I try to keep my sneakers clean. But I'm trying to see what's on I have in my entryway just a line of sneakers. So I have some Jordans. I have a lot of collaborative sneakers that either I've launched or a client has launched that are just sitting there. So I try to just grab and go. Otherwise, I'm in my A-Life and Crocs collabos that are my day-to-day.
I have those. I have those. Thank you, Sandrine. Absolutely. Thank you for those as well. Those are great.
What about, besides the Crocs, what about like non-sneakers?
Heels, right? You said heels.
The Prada heels.
Yeah. I have Prada heels. I have some Fendi. I have some Chanel boots.
Heavy hitters.
I have some Bally knee-high boots that and then I have the same version in ankle boot. I do have a tendency to have a closet full of heels. And
what's your closet square footage looking like?
Yeah, Jesus.
And is this why you need a townhouse?
Yeah.
I need a townhouse immediately. Please, somebody.
Mr. Townhouse.
For me.
Yeah.
Mr. Douglas or Mr. Element.
Big Townhouse Inc. Get on this.
Get on it. Give me it. Please. I have 2 double door closets in my bedroom and then 1 single door closet, which is my sneaker closet. My bedroom closets have a lot. They have, it has 2 racks on the top, 2 racks on the bottom, and then shelving in the middle. And then the middle closet has drawers in the middle and then shelving up top. And then that's only 2. And then I have 1 more double door closet in the front and then a full coat closet.
Good God.
You sound like, listen, I don't mean to be sexist, but you sound like one of the fellas right now, like us,
I think it's because I'm around you guys all the time.
Yeah, you're a John's enthusiast by proxy. I believe it's contagious.
What about sneakers? Are there any sneakers you're not fucking with right now? Maybe, I mean, again, I think it's easier to kind of like point at some shit that people are like losing their minds over and just like, that's not for me.
I'm just not, if I have to wait online for it or wait until it gets on StockX and I'm paying too much, then it's not for me. If it's for me, my address at home and my address at work and my sneaker size, please send
and Lawrence's address because it was mentioned it about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And Lawrence.
Do you have a Mount Rushmore of sneakers? Well, actually, Mount Rushmore is canceled, by the way.
Yeah.
Blow that
Super
shit
canceled.
up while preserving the fucking ritual grounds that were there first. But a top 4 unranked all-time sneakers. Do you have specific sneakers for you that's the canon?
All-timers.
Yeah, the best of the best.
4 rafters. Put them in the rafters.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of sneakers that are hype sneakers that I don't wear. And if I go into my closet, the way my cleaning lady organizes things is not the way I would.
Okay.
But
so
being in quarantine,
fire her?
not firing her.
Okay. Just wanted to
Because
make
she does
sure.
a great job cleaning. I mean,
She's a
I
listener.
get home.
So that was
She
tense.
listens.
Yeah.
She color coordinates my clothes, color coordinates my sneakers. It might not be exactly how I want them to be done. But no, I just think I wear what I like. I don't even front like, oh my God, I am obsessed with every single release and I have to have it because I have to spend my money on real estate soon. So
that's a big running theme of this pod that I think is good advice, where it's like, hey, instead of blowing money every single week on the next thing, save up for maybe something a little bit more special. In Sandrine's case, that's a townhouse. For our listeners at home, that might be like a really nice coat. But,
yeah, or a sugar daddy who wants to go buy it for me.
Yeah, sure. Also, how disrespectful of me. Also, again, if anyone would like to simp for Sandrine, please go off, King.
All right, Sandrine, we mentioned The Sopranos. I don't know why I said it like that. We mentioned The Sopranos.
So this is thing of Oz, man.
We we mentioned Family Matters, and
I have a long list. I texted
Martin or In Living Color.
Martin, Living Single, In Living Color. I've watched everything during quarantine. I literally sent this dude a laundry list of things to watch. I think he watched Love Is Blind and called it a day. I was like, you're missing.
Is that the Netflix one where they're like in like they meet each other and then the two of them got married?
The pods. Yeah. It was so wild.
Are you a reality TV junkie?
No.
Oh, you don't watch Bravo, or do you watch Bravo?
I love Bravo. I've been watching The Real Housewives of New York again because my friend Leia's on it, and
that's right, Leah is on it. Yo, and I'll say this: I didn't know much about her. I knew about the Supreme lawsuit. She is a great character on the show. She's a great woman.
And it's consistent. Like, A-Life and I have been working together. There's another one.
I saw Rob. I saw Rob on the show.
Rob.
Yeah,
Rob
that was sick.
They are literally the best that I wish they would just get back together and just give us one more kid. But
because they should do it for you, Sandrine, right?
Do it for me.
Yeah.
let either of them tell it. They're gonna be like, no. But I think she's amazing, and she literally is the same person. I think that's why we're friends, because she's consistent. Reality TV, I watch not a lot of it.
Any movies?
What about movies?
Yeah.
Let's talk cinema.
I watch everything. I have to say, I'm embarrassed, but I watched those corny Netflix movies that I'm sure are for teens, like
365 Days.
Never Have I Ever, and then the ones with Laura Jean. I watched both of those. Oh, I'm embarrassed, but it's fine because whatever. And I watch a lot of old school movies, like movies that I just want to refresh myself on.
Do you have any favorites that you'd like to recommend?
I watched the Under the Tuscan Sun.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think it's really cute. I watched it when I was handicapped, and so I couldn't get off the couch, so my friends would come and then they'd put movies on. So I started watching a lot of movies I didn't realize I would be in love with.
Under the Tuscan Sun is significant in that it's how Stella got her groove back for white people. So it's. I watched Waiting to Exhale at least 5 times. Yeah, Eat, Pray, Love is in that canon too. This is a genre.
Watched that one. Yeah,
that's pretty white. But this genre, talk about fucking good feels that you can shove into the ears of the front of the face, as we say on this program. Great stuff.
I mean, a lot.
Find your hope. Find your hope, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Live your truth and find your hope. And move on. And you don't need him.
was quite a turn from Under the Tuscan Sun to Menace to Society.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an old school Black movie buff. I will watch and support all day. I also watched Tyler Perry's The Have and the Have-Nots, all 7 seasons over the past 2 weeks. I've never watched this show in my life, but I could not turn it off. It was terrible. But I watched the entire thing.
Is he in it? Does he play?
No,
okay.
No. It's like a Days of Our Lives based in Savannah, Georgia. Not one person has an accent, and it is just a mess. It's terrible.
It's like a serious, or not, but it's a over dramatic. It's a soap opera. Sorry, that's what
it's overly dramatic, and it's just like too many things were going on, and no one had a Southern accent. And by the time I hit like season 5, everyone's hair and makeup finally improved, and everyone just looked nuts. I was like, "What is going on here?"
All right, well, we have quite the list of things to fucking consume with the ears of the front of the face for sure. Sandrine, I want to move on to the next topic and hear what you're fucking with, what you're not fucking with. Obviously, what you're doing with the Black and Fashion Council is huge, and like massive. We're going to be supporting and following your work along the way. What other Black Lives Matter connected organizations and causes are you currently fucking with that you want to, raise awareness to with the 17 million people who are still with us right now?
Yeah. Hanging on
besides
every
the
word.
fact that I'm Black and so my life matters.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of organizations that have been around, and even new ones like Pull Up for Change is a really good one. I'm supporting my friend Jason's initiative to gather stylists and behind the scenes people, because that's also really important. And it's something that maybe me personally, I don't, or Lindsay doesn't, being in media, it's not the first thing you think of, right? You're thinking about what works for your category. So I want to support them.
Shout out Jason Rembert, stylist to the stars, including Odell Beckham Jr.
A true stylist, a true hustler,
a real
true
stylist.
Under the radar. Exactly. Currently on set with my samples, so I can't wait for some coverage. I think other initiatives that I have been supporting, I'm already on the board for Young New Yorkers. And for those who don't know, it's an arts program, and it helps juveniles who've been incarcerated. I mean, it can be something as frivolous as going to the roof of your building, then getting arrested, and then they want to, lock you up as an adult. And instead, this woman, Rachel, has created this org where they run through a program, and at the end of the program, they work with the DA to get that off their record so that these kids have a chance at life. And my friend Laura Stiles put me onto it about a year ago, and I've been heavily involved there. Other things that's Black Lives Matter specific, I just think it's supporting my friends and my peers and truly trying to, it's always for us, by us all day. I definitely believe that. But I think there's more of a unity thing happening now where we can all start to just support each other. I have friends who are publicists. I support it doesn't hurt me to support them. Black publicists, Black marketing people, cut a check. How can I help you when you help me? Exactly. Yeah. Open your purse immediately.
Expeditiously.
Speaking, Sandrine, of opening your purse, we want to play a little game with you before we, you get on this call with Career, whatever fucking high profile client that you got to talk to, take care of.
I'm going to talk to BFA at 6. We love BFA.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, real quick. We want to play Last John, Next John. What was the last John you copped at full retail? Because we know you got the homie hookup everywhere. We know you're on multiple flow teams. Full retail, Last John. What was the last John you acquired? Because we don't say copped anymore.
Yeah, no plug talk, because we know you're an anthropomorphic plug. You just get everything. Fucking jewels, etc. But what is the last John that you bought? I really want to know, dude.
Yeah.
That I paid for?
Full retail.
Wow, so quick with the brands and yet so much hesitation with the full cop.
My Amex was on 0 during quarantine, okay? Let me just
That's
make
fair.
that clear.
So you got to dig in the crates a bit, but think back.
Yeah.
Think back.
Actually, I paid full price for my whole running gear. I bought a bunch of bike shorts, socks, running tops, jackets from Nike. I paid full price.
Big haul.
I bought it all.
Okay.
What about the next John? Like, what do you got your eye on?
Yeah, what's next up?
You guys know what's next up.
Oh, the townhouse stuff. Yeah. What about, is there a specific item of clothing, and it could be extremely high-end and expensive, but that is a piece of clothing and not a structure that will house your entire future?
I'm really into outerwear, and so...
You and me both, brother.
Oh, sister. I think that there's this one coat that's in my, it's probably gone because it's out of season, but I'm into oversized, long, not a trench. They have an oversized build. There's no specific name for it that I can think of or have found, but it's this specific look that I love, and I never can pull myself to pull the trigger on my Amex in the cart for this coat.
Damn, you're cart squatting?
Yeah.
I'm cart squatting because someone's going to return it or block my payment.
Oh, you're waiting. That. Got it. You're not the squatter you're trying to do right by this thing. You just need it back in stock.
Yeah, I need it back in stock. Another thing that I probably spend a lot of money on, but I haven't during quarantine, is denim. I will buy the same 2 or 3 jeans.
Frame denim?
Frame gets all my money.
Client?
100%. Not a client.
Not a client.
I'm available if you want to be, but
I mean, you know the product.
Yeah, I know the product
inside and out. She's been putting in the hours in the lab. R&D, dude. Watching tape.
That's a business expense when she cops up.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is because I wear them to work.
Have you bought anything during quarantine that was kind of like a weird, like, I don't know, maybe you're having like a strange day, you're cooped up and you just pulled the trigger on something that was like, in hindsight, maybe a little strange, like a weird quarantine cop?
I mean, I bought at least 4 of the same edge control during for my hair, for the black girls, for our edges. I bought 4. Why do I need 4? I've been home for 3 months. I don't need it. Amazon got my money in the beginning, but now they're not. I bought a lot of just things I don't need.
If shit really pops off, at least you got a stash now, and your shit will be laid.
I have a full stash. I have some in my bag. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're just, that's not so much weird as it again,
you're prepping.
Who has the fucking plan, ladies and gentlemen? Who wrote the fucking blueprint? Sandrine did, motherfuckers.
I did. I mean, I will say I'm going to spend on my friend Lisa. She's a publicist too for Bergdorf. She's amazing. She has been doing interior all throughout quarantine, and she's going to do the interior of my office. So she just, as we're sitting here, sent me a mood board, and I'm like, yep, I love this. I love this.
A zood board.
I love a zood board.
All right, Sandrine, last question before we kick you out of here so you can get on the phone with much more important people. What is the first piece of foundational advice you would give to a guy who's looking to level up his style? Maybe they're just dipping their toe into like the menswear streetwear world. You know, maybe they're a full-fledged John's addict that has been doing it wrong this whole time. What's the first piece of advice you give to someone that actually wants to step it up?
Yeah.
Buy something that you feel you can wear in 10 years.
Ooh.
Like a lot of times people buy something for the hype, and then, a year later it's sitting in the back of your closet at that. And you're just ready to sell it. Yeah. Buy something. That's why I'm like denim, outerwear, certain brands and shoes that I know will sustain over time so that I don't have to keep buying it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a Fashion Nova girl.
Right. Some Johns end up in the wrong places, and it's not because your cleaning lady fucked up and you got to fire her very publicly and meanly. This is because it's there for a reason, because it should have never been copped in the first place.
Yeah, it's a reminder to get rid of it. I have so many clothes that I'm going to give away half, sell half. And my wake-up call was like, I don't wear this. I haven't worn it. So
not all Johns go to heaven.
Don't be wasteful, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Sandrine, you are clearly doing very well. Townhouse on fucking Deckington.
Hell yeah.
New office for Sandrine Charles Consulting. Big gas roster of clients. However, we just want to make sure that we want you to do fully self-actualize. And what we want to do is offer up some outsider perspective of how you can really take it to the next level and, just offer up some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
You can take it or leave it. Like you're not going to hurt our feelings. It's kind of like what we were talking about with, it's like, yo, respond with a, hey, I'll pass, or hey, not for me, whatever. Just let us know.
It's something that we offer for the guest. It's services that we render out of the goodness of our heart. It's how we give back as a pod to our community.
So first piece of constructive criticism for Sandrine Charles to take it to the next level. Be our publicist.
Yeah, that'll help.
Throwing fits.
Sure. I would love to help you guys.
Hell yeah! Can we work out a price?
I'll send you to Justin. Justin will talk to you about that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can we get that free 99 retainer maybe for now?
Yeah. We have to.
We'll talk about it offline. We can't. I can't do anything for free.
Right. Well,
free 99.
Yeah, I hope Justin has negotiating powers. But speaking of tasks for Justin, here's another one in my first piece of constructive criticism, Sandrine. James and I, for 10 years, you have done so well by us by putting us on Flow Team year in and year out. As the roster changes, as the brands come and go, there's always been a free product, and we love you for that. How about the two young guns that you had the pleasure of meeting today, Chef and Chuck? I was actually going to say after the call that I'm going to send them some stuff. But you beat me to it. So that's actually very interesting of you to do so. Even when I'm doing good, I'm taking credit, Sandrine. So that was all me. You're welcome.
So we gave these two guys a little salami as a treat. Let's get back to the fucking main event, which is myself and Lawrence. Sandrine, we know that the most powerful week of the year, New York Fashion Week, seat me and Lawrence front row at every single show.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you guys. I don't know if people are doing shows. I know that Paris is going to be digital. That's going to be interesting.
Get us a seat. Send us the Zoom links.
If I'm going to die anyway, I want to sit in front row, taking an extremely blurry pic for Instagram to prove to everybody that I am better than them.
Yeah. I want to see Scottie Pippen and Fabulous rapping at the Kids show, front row.
Exactly. And then finally, Sandrine, as your last piece of constructive criticism, courtesy of Throwing Fits Creative Agency, LLC, you've just moved into a new office. Your office itself is beautiful. We've seen it a little bit as you've been pacing and actually trying to work while you do this podcast, that multitasking you talked about. And we know that the conference room is massive and beautiful, great views, glass. Is there room for a podcast studio, and can it be ours?
I mean, honestly, you guys could probably record here.
Say less. All right, the episode's over. We got it on tape. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our ass. Thanks, Sandrine.
I mean, no, maybe we work out a little lease out the conference room type of deal. We'll
we're not always doing conference room meetings. So if we can do a friends, don't tell Justin, but we can have friends over.
Right.
To record their podcast.
We'll bring the beers, bro.
Maybe one of your clients.
I have a lot of alcohol, guys. I don't know if you like beer.
42?
When we have
love beer.
We have some 2006. We have some Dom.
Great I see that.
We have great things.
I mean, my thing is like this, Sandrine. If you have any clients that are looking to potentially dip their toes in the podcast game by advertising on the only podcast that matters, TM, bang our line. We're always here. We got nothing to do. So
25-8.
Colorado.
I'm sure that they'd love to advertise.
And just meet us because we're great guys.
All right, Sandrine,
you guys are amazing.
You made it to the end of the only podcast that matters. Is there anything you want to plug? Where can the kids follow you? Plug away.
I'm at Sandrine Charles. My business is Sandrine Charles Consulting on Instagram. My website is sandrinecharles.com. And if you try to find me, you have to go through Ebony.
Shout out Ebony one time.
Yeah.
Shout out Ebony.
But you can find Sandrine, unlike some of these other motherfuckers. You can find her. You can find her. You can find us. We're all available. We're great people.
Nothing else
and we'll get your sizes, guys, and we'll send you some stuff.
Hell yeah! You're talking to the listeners. Or you're talking to us.
Yeah, you're talking to
I'm talking to your team.
Thank you. The undefeated Throwing Fit Squadron. Thank you.
All right, Sandrine. Thank you.
Guys.
Bad bitch from Tokyo, drip from Italy, smoking rusty room, got it for A to P. Christian Dior, big 22s, big 38, don't talk no 22s. killer in his eyes, yeah. I'm talking face to face. My nigga killer call a body, took it to trial and beat the case. My nigga walked out of court, then hopped in a brain.